I think there was in the third quarter, there was a moment you like paused, you looked to pass, and then you drained a three. Mm-hmm. What were you thinking in that moment? Like, it was almost like you didn't want to shoot it, but then you shot it and made it. What were you thinking?
I just saw the girl really sagging off in the paint, and I just remember what Nikki said in one of the timeouts, that I had to be confident if they're going to do that, to just be confident and shoot the ball. So.
Do you feel more comfortable as the season has gone on? How much more comfortable are you feeling as you get?
After this game, I feel a lot more confident and comfortable. So, yeah. Why are you smiling? You're like cheesing.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud. Let me be proud.
Bella, did you need a game like this, all of you, the team, after the way Texas went? Is this kind of what you needed?
Absolutely. We talked about bouncing back. I think even at the start of this game, we definitely could have done so many things better and started stronger. But just knowing that once we kind of settled in, we got into our defense, we got some stops, we forced some turnovers. We finally got on the glass and started keeping them from scoring. And we call that like a kill when we get so many stops in a row. But we finally got into a little bit of a rhythm with that, and we needed that. We needed that confidence, I think, all around. Everybody made shots. We made the right plays and got people open shots in their spots, and we knocked them down. So, yes, we needed it, and we did it. We did it.
That being said, big minutes for a lot of y'all across the board. I mean, obviously a short rotation right now. What was the message going into this game about how much y'all are going to have to play?
Nikki always tells us to be ready. Every single coach tells us, no matter what's happening, no matter if we have our full roster healthy, whether we have 9 kids healthy right now, we have to have everyone ready to play. And Southern's a really good team. They've had a really good season. They've beat a couple Big 12 teams. So they earned respect. Like, we had to come in and be ready for this game and just know that we have to win this one and then prepare for conference to start on Sunday.
Kayla, what were they doing specifically to kind of give y'all trouble early on in that game, and how were y'all? What was the message going into halftime? How were y'all able to respond coming out of that?
I feel like they just were pressuring us. Like, there was a lot of pressure. Which you saw at the end, we kind of had to get into some people and draw some fouls. But they came out aggressive. Like, they're a really aggressive defensive team. They made all of us handle the ball, all of us be patient and come off of screens. And once we finally kind of caught up to that pace and then settled back in, I think we got comfortable and were able to execute and make some things happen.
Kayla, where do you go from here? How do you use this as you go into conference play?
It's only up from here. There's just no going back down. You can't go back down. It's only going up. Yes. So.
And Bella, you mentioned how you were proud of her.
Yeah.
How have you seen her grow this season?
So much. Kayla is my buddy, and I'm just super proud. Like, she has started communicating. She's recognizing whenever she can help in situations, both offensively and defensively. She's become confident. Kayla is one of the best shooters on our team, but whenever you haven't had opportunity to do it in the game, you can have so many reps in the gym on your own, or if we're in practice doing things. But when she steps up and makes threes like that just builds and builds. I see her confidence growing every single day, every practice, every game. So just very proud of her. Of course, love you.
And we don't know Talia's status moving forward. We'll ask Nikki. But how does this team kind of pick up the slack without her if she's out for however many games?
This is, like, all of our coaches say this, but I really take this to heart when they tell us to do our job. My job is to make sure we know what we're doing on defense, to get us in the right coverages, to make sure that we're executing, and to rebound. And then, of course, if I'm open on offense, make a shot. Like, we have to know individually what our jobs are. And at this point, you can see everyone's kind of stepping into roles. And with that absence, people are going to have to step up even more. So just being ready to do our job 1 through 9 right now.
Starting Big 12 play soon. I mean, have y'all been able to look at any Texas Tech film? I mean, obviously prepare for this, but what's the thought going into that?
I've watched a little bit of them play, and they're a really good team. Nikki said it too in the huddle. She was like, they're a really good team. They're confident right now. They haven't lost a single game. So we have to be ready. We have to be ready to do our jobs. Come in focused whenever we come to practice and film tomorrow, and just prepare to win. Thanks. Where's Jerry?
You should ask him.
and that's when things kind of took off. And I guess Kayla Nelms kind of sparked it. What sort of spark did Kayla Nelms give for you today?
Yeah, I thought, she finished shots at the rim. I thought her three, obviously they started the game, and, we didn't take a ton of threes in the first quarter because of their pressure. But I thought that the way they were guarding us, they congest the lane. Like, there's just not a lot of room in the lane. And when Kyla was in there, they wouldn't even come out of the paint, when she was on the perimeter. And so I thought Kayla gave us the best chance to stretch the floor. She's a good passer. And so we needed the lift. We needed kind of that offensive lift. And I thought, Ting made shots in that stretch. And Kayla made shots, and I thought that was really important for us. And it obviously shows in the plus minus. I mean, sometimes the plus minus isn't fair to kids. You could have them in there with the lineup that just doesn't play well for 3 minutes and it significantly impacts them. But you can look at it today and say, which lineups were truly more productive.
How much did you and the team need a game like this against a good Southern team after the Texas game?
Yeah, I mean, it was, you face a press, you face 40 minutes of a press, then we knew we were going to face another athletic team that doesn't press the same way but picks you up full court. I mean, Jana had someone on her hip all game long. And you're playing without your secondary ball handler and Talia and your backup point guard. And so, I thought Jana made a couple questionable decisions, but I think the wear and tear over 40 minutes in basically back-to-back games, I was really proud of her because we didn't have, with all the kids in street clothes for us right now, it was just it would have been a really tough situation to put Markayla as our point guard. And so just proud of what Jana did handling the team. I mean, she got a lot of growth to do in those situations. But we're going to face a really good Texas Tech team that's going to press as well. So, we're going to have to get used to it in these early games.
Speaking of Talia, how is she? What is her status, not just for the Tech game, but just for however long?
Yeah, I mean, she's day-to-day right now. I don't know how she feels today. But I don't know what. I mean, we have now Big 12 protocol in terms of, an injury report. But I think at this point we're just seeing how she responds to treatment.
Along those lines, you did mention the 40 minutes for Jana. Are you concerned at all about how much she's going to be playing in these coming weeks?
Yep, she probably needs 40 more and then a Christmas break. Yeah, of course. But I do think there are certain kids that have the capacity, both mentally and physically, to play more minutes, and she happens to be one of them. Coming and that's probably a little unfair coming off a knee injury, but pre-knee injury, she could have gone 40 and wouldn't have been breathing hard. And you can see other kids get visibly winded out there and need to be taken out. And she had someone banging on her hip all game long, bringing the ball down the floor, and she never really, she doesn't show it. I think she's weary after turnovers, because she's frustrated with herself, but I don't think it's a physical breakdown.
Markayla didn't lack for confidence tonight shooting the ball. It didn't quite go down the way I imagined she wanted it to, but what did you like from her showing in her first start?
I appreciate her confidence. I think she's pretty fearless. I thought her shot selection wasn't her best of the season. I think she has the capacity to get to 15 feet and knock shots down. I thought the long pull-ups in transition, crossover was probably not necessary. So it's kind of finding her place. She took 3 shots on the first possession. And I don't know. And what I appreciate is the fearlessness to do it. But she can't try to be Talia, and think that suddenly the shots that Talia makes is also the shots that she's going to make. And so at this point, getting downhill, drawing fouls, got to get her to make them. The kid works on, she's in the gym every day shooting free throws. She just not seeing them going in games. But you know, when she gets to 15 feet, when she gets a wide open three, those are good shots for her. When she tries to do too much and shoot over people much bigger than her, probably she can get off the ball.
Since you need some guard depth, are Inez and Ella any closer to coming back?
Ella's getting closer, Nez is not.
And I'm not sure how much you've watched Tech, but
A lot.
I mean, they're undefeated and they're pretty good this year. What do you see most from them? What do you expect from them?
They have 9 seniors. That helps. I think they have a point guard, like a true point guard, which I think has really settled them. I mean, I think they've always had good players, but you know, I think every year Krista's been trying to get Bailey off the point, and every year Bailey Maupin ends up as their point guard. And so I think truly having someone that runs their team and you know, gets the ball to open people, and Bailey can now be a secondary ball handler instead of the primary. Like, they're tough. Snuda Collins coming off the bench is playing like an all-conference player right now. I mean, I'm sure there are others in the league, but if you had to vote today on 6th player of the year, Snuda Collins has played in a lot of big games in the SEC, and she gives them a different dimension. If she is playing 5, they're undersized and super athletic. You know, they can bring in Jada Malone and be really big at the 5 and play through the paint. They're getting it done defensively. They turn you over. They press. They diamond press. They man-to-man press. They run and jump. You know, they're just really confident. 13-0. Like, there are teams with higher strength of schedules, but they've played a better schedule than people give them credit for. And they've gone on the road and won. And so they're veteran. They get it done on the defensive end. They spread you out. Like, they're playing really, really good basketball.
It's hard to harp on this when you win by as many as you did tonight, but free throw issues, can you attribute that to any one thing?
I don't know. I mean, I've had this team shoot more free throws than any team I've had since I've been here. And if you look at early in the season, we didn't have Bugs was struggling from the line, but everybody else was making them. So I think the crazy part, if you looked at us statistically, everybody's made them except Bugs and Markayla. They're the two that have struggled this season from the line. And Bugs had started getting it going. But sometimes, like, there's just like making them is contagious, so is missing, you know? And I just felt like there was that stretch where it was 1 for 2, 1 for 2, 1 for 2. And, you know, obviously we made the same numbers they did, but we shot 10 more. So that's not ideal. But if anyone wants to know, I sent them to the practice gym at halftime, and they were shooting free throws at halftime. So that's what they did, just so everybody knows. We shot them better in the second half.
What kind of depth has Ting started providing for y'all down this stretch, especially with players out, and she's kind of coming into her own more on this team, it feels like?
Ting and Kayla have the same kind of issue, if there's been one, and it's like, it's motor. You know, they're so skilled. Ting's so skilled. She's an elite shooter. You saw, like, the drive finish at the end. She can shoot over people. She can pass over people. You know, it's kind of understanding system. For her, it's been understanding system, defensively getting tougher, like getting on the glass. I mean, the kid has the highest vertical on our team, you know, but she's got to want to go rebound, you know, and make an impact in the lane. She's a finesse player in the body of someone that can play like LeBron. And so getting her to be more physical while also not turning down threes, because the kid's an elite three-point shooter. And so we need her. We need her to come on. We need her to be an elite offensive player off the bench, you know, and Markayla's been the kid that brings us defense off the bench. And Ting's been that offensive punch, you know, and so we need that from her. Just like, you know, Kayla needs to give us offensive punch. She's not as athletic as Kyla and KJ, but she gives us a different offensive weapon because of her skill on the low block, and combine that with her ability to play more comfortably on the perimeter.
Did you have a question? No? You said it was your birthday. You wanted to ask a question?
Oh, happy birthday. All right, thanks.